Good evening and welcome back to the Prosperity Lounge. We are here. We're waiting for everybody to get into the room. Should be coming up shortly. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You just watched Kent's great episode. Kent and Jennifer talking about their story, their journey, their suffering, their pain, their healing, their inspiration. So I'm glad you're all here. Glad you're going to be able to watch. Glad you had an opportunity to watch that. Glad you're here for kind of our post-show breakdown. Thank you again for joining me. It's Monday evening, and we're trying something new. We're getting ready to roll out our Monday, Wednesday, Friday series. So here we are on Monday, and we are, here we are on Monday, getting ready to roll it out. So hopefully everybody can hear me pretty good. Nobody can hear me at all because I'm on the wrong mic. Perfect. There we go. It's probably even better now that I'm on the right mic set. Oh, my goodness gracious. Thank you so much, everybody, here for joining me again. We just heard Kent and Jennifer's wonderful story about healing, pain, compassion. It's just incredible story. So I appreciate you all watching that, checking it out. Yeah, I didn't have the right mic input set up. So I had the wrong one, which was way over here, not this one right here. So yay. There you go. Learning things as I go on the fly here. I should have that set up much better. But yeah, like I said, we just watched Kent and Jennifer's episode. It was great to see their journey there. And we're here Monday night. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll be doing some shows live. So Monday and Wednesday, again, is going to be a kind of an event night. We'll be doing an episode, and then immediately after that episode, coming into the chat and doing a live takeaway, live kind of breakthrough takeaway of the chat of what we just watched. I will be joined by my guests every so often, whenever they can. That's the goal, to be in here in the chat with their fans and the audience and talk to everybody, and then come on here into a live and meet and greet everybody and continue that conversation with what we learned. So there's that. But I want to get into the Kent and Jennifer episode right now. Let me just click on a few things here. Make sure we're all caught up. Okay, much better. Anyway, so basically looking at what was some of the key takeaways from that episode. Well, first thing we learned was that pain wasn't the problem. It was the portal. So that's the biggest takeaway that I learned. Kent's pain didn't end his life. It refined it. What stood out even more for me this time around while watching it was how clearly his story shows that pain often becomes the entry point into purpose, not the exit from it. So it's not something to rush through. It's not something to numb. It's something that reorientates you if you let it. So how many of us are trying out there, and put your comments in the chat, how many of us out there are trying to escape pain that actually might be shaping our next chapter? Love to hear some of the things you guys are going through right now that you might be thinking about. Man, I don't know if I'm going to get through this, but there's potentially a possibility that if I come out of this, I'm going to be so much better off because I could see the new direction of the way my life is going to go. So let me know what that looks like in the chat. Give me some comments there. And if you're new here, appreciate you showing up and watching. Click on like and subscribe. Make sure you check us out. We're happy to have you here. We're live most nights during the week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Different shows, different types of opportunities to join us. We have our new daily show coming Monday through Friday, and that'll be in the mornings, about 3 to 5 minute show on different aspects of prosperity, business, finance, community, small leadership, wealth, all that kind of stuff. It's a great series. It's going to take you all the way through the year, and you'll learn something new every day that you can apply to yourself. But going back to here, I appreciate the opportunity to come on and kind of just break down Kent's episode a bit. So again, in the chat, if you're here, please put in, that answer that question. How many of us are trying to escape pain that might actually be shaping our next chapter? I know I am. I mean, some of it we run from it and we don't embrace it and figure out what's next for us and what we're going to do to move forward. Another thing we learned was that healing, at least my takeaway was healing is not linear, right? And that's not failure. So watching that full conversation together, makes this unmistakable. Basically, progress we learned it doesn't always look like improvement. Sometimes it looks like honesty. Kent never basically, how do I put it? Never framed healing as a straight line or a finish line. Some days were better, some weren't, right? That's just the way it is. And that doesn't mean he was going backwards. It meant he was human. That's a huge mindset shift for people that are dealing with maybe things like chronic pain, emotional burnout, financial stress, life transitions, right? So again, put your answer in the chat for this. Where have you been calling yourself behind? Right? When you're actually just in the process. So where have you been calling yourself behind when you're actually just in the process? Are you behind in your work? Are you behind in your maybe daily reading? Are you behind in some activities or chores that you want to get done? Are you behind in your spiritual growth, your financial growth? And in those processes, are you saying that you're behind? Or are you just actually in the process of growing? And that's something to look at too when we get to this new chapter of this new year, where we start setting up our new year, new you stuff and say, well, it's a fresh year. I'll start over. Maybe not start over. Maybe we just need to continue the process of what we're doing and therefore move forward. So I love that aspect of it. Okay. One of the other things we looked at in Kent's journey is identity is often the hardest thing to heal. So a powerful through line across both episodes was that pain wasn't just physical. It threatened Kent's identity. When your body limits you, man, it can quietly steal your confidence, your purpose, your sense of usefulness. And what stood out on that rewatch is how Kent was intentional and had to be intentional about separating who he was from what he could no longer do. And that's a lesson that applies far beyond health. And so I'm just checking the chat here. Yeah. So basically, another question for you all is, how much of our identity is wrapped up in performance instead of purpose? Are you tied to who you are or what you do as opposed to who you are? When you identify yourself to somebody and you say, hey, so and so, who are you? If you lead with things like, I am a profession, you're leading with performance and you're wrapping yourself up with your performance as opposed to your purpose. I am a husband, I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm an uncle, I'm a man of faith, I'm a this or that. And I also happen to be a plumber, policeman, garbage man, construction worker, whatever. That mindset shift will, how do I put this? It'll completely change the way, it's a mindset shift. So obviously it'll change the way you look at yourself. But if you start leading with that, as opposed to leading with what you do, as opposed to who you are, it'll completely change your identity of yourself in your eyes, as well as the eyes of others. And that will seep into your core of how you present yourself on a day-to-day basis. Okay, let's see here. Next, we got prosperity. Yeah. So next thing we talked about was prosperity is bigger than relief. It's alignment. The episode basically embodied what the Prosperity Lounge is about. Talked about prosperity isn't just the absence of pain; it's living aligned even when pain remains. Kent's breakthrough wasn't everything got fixed. It was clarity, peace, and meaning even before the circumstances change. And that's what real prosperity is. It's not comfort, it's not convenience. It's a congruence between values, faith, and action. Talk about freedom lives where faith and action meet, right? That's our takeaway slogan every time we end the show. What would prosperity look like if it wasn't dependent on things going perfectly? Love to know your answers to that in the chat. So put those answers in the chat there. Put them in the comments. What would prosperity look like if it wasn't dependent on things going perfectly? Because to have things go perfectly, it's a very, 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 very small amount of time things go perfectly. Most of the time, things are not going the way we want it to go, but we still may end up where we want it to end up. So I'll get to the chat shortly here. The guys, thanks for sticking around and watching. Let's see. We also talked about purpose showing up when control leaves. All right, it's another subtle but powerful takeaway from Kent's story. Kent didn't find purpose by chasing it. It met him when control fell away. When plans collapsed around him, when expectations changed and the timelines disappeared, something else emerged for him. It was a deeper awareness, a stronger empathy, and a clearer calling. And this resonates with anyone who feels like life forced a pivot they didn't ask for. Have you guys ever had a detour you're fighting that's actually the direction? Have you ever felt, I don't want to go this way, I want to go this way? But when you ended up going the way you didn't want to go, it was the right choice? Yeah, I think we all have experienced that at some point in time. Another takeaway for me was that strength looks different when you're forced to redefine it. So one of the quiet breakthroughs of the conversations was strength stopped being about endurance and became about surrender, not giving up, letting go of old definitions. That redefinition allowed Kent to receive help without shame, speak openly about struggle, lead from authenticity instead of toughness. What I'd like to know, again, if you want to put this in the chat and you want to answer the question, where might redefining strength actually set you free? Are there moments in your life that you think, if I could just figure out what strength is, I'm going to be free of these shackles that's holding me down on whatever it might be, whether it's a breakthrough at work or your finances or job market or career or relationships or things like that? Let me know. I want to hear your story. One of the most important takeaways from Kent's episode was realizing that this wasn't a miracle story. It really was a meaning story. So if you watch both episodes together, what happens is it kind of removes the temptation to label this a highlight reel testimony. There was no hype. There was no instant transformation. There was no toxic positivity. It was just an honest, grounded, and deeply human conversation, which is why it really connects with a lot of people and really why it was a great, great story and a great watch and a great takeaway, man. That's why we learned a lot from it. Sometimes, man, and we talked about this in the show about miracles, we miss the meaning because we're only looking for miracles. We're looking for the one in a million, one in a billion, one in a trillion, and we're missing what's in front of us right now. And I think that's very, very true for all of us. I know it's true for me. I'm sure it's true for those in the chat as well. So If you watch the episode, I'd love to hear your comments on it. Go back to the episode, leave some comments there as well. If you're new here, I'd love for you to be like and subscribe to the channel. And we're live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We do a live premiere on Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. And then immediately afterwards, do a live kind of breakdown takeaway of that episode. And then on Fridays at 6 o'clock, we have a live radio show where we do behind the scenes. We're live on the air, and we do a live stream, live behind the scenes kind of footage, so you guys can see what it's like to be at the radio station and have the guests and interviews and stuff. Monday and Wednesday will be interviews as well with takeaways, live chat, all that kind of stuff. And then every Monday through Friday in the morning will be a quick hit 3 to 5 minute video on a different topic around prosperity. So hopefully you can get your day going with some positive inspiration there. We have a free online community as well. You go to theprosperitylounge.com, theprosperitylounge.com, and I'll make sure I put it over here in the chat here in the banners. Let's see if I can get that going. There we go, theprosperitylounge.com. If you go there, you could join our free community. It is free to join that community. I encourage you to get involved. And then once you subscribe, there's an app in the App Store you can download so you can connect much easier to comment, like, and see what's going on and connect with everybody in the community. Also, check out our Prosperity Lounge Partners Directory. Our Prosperity Lounge Partners Directory is available. It's at prosperityloungepartners.com. prosperityloungepartners.com, and you can check out all the businesses that we recommend and are starting to get aligned with us. There's a lot on there right now. It's about 130 businesses on there right now. And then finally, we have our new radio network that will be debuting sometime in January, which is the Prosperity Radio Network. And that'll have all of our shows and everything on there as well, kind of on a loop. And you can also find everything on the podcast on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Pandora, Amazon, everywhere else that you listen to a podcast. You can find the Prosperity Lounge podcast there as well. The radio station will also have exclusive shows, some exclusive content, and some other friends of the channel doing episodes as well. So we're looking forward to that and how that's going to help grow our reach and help serve you more. We're all about serving as many people as we can in 2026 and beyond. So thank you for that. Starting next week will be, it's a new year. So starting next week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we'll be here doing live premieres, live episodes, live streams, and live takeaways on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 o'clock on. That's about it. If you got anything, love to get some comments in the chat here. It looks like there were a few. Cowboys fan, your dog passed away. I apologize. I'm sorry to hear that. Thanks, Truth Between Lions. Thanks for checking in. Great interview with Kent. If you're not following at Truth Between Lions, go give them a follow. Got some good stuff over there. Really working hard on what they're trying to do. So give them a follow and support them. Even if you don't like the content, just give them a follow and support them. Appreciate that. Rickethiel, thanks, man. I appreciate your comment and your support there. Thanks for checking in and commenting and giving me some analytics and giving me some stuff in the algorithm. Thank you for that. All right. Yeah, 6-7 indeed. Brianna Harris, leave him alone. Yeah, thank you for sticking up with me. Okay, great. Thanks. Appreciate that. If you're still here. Yeah, same thing, Noxie. Sorry to hear about that Cowboys fan. Got two chats going on tonight. We got our vertical chat and our horizontal chat. So some of these comments are in vertical, some are in horizontal, but I'm reading you both. So you don't have to be in either one. Just depends on where you are. So there you go. I appreciate everybody sticking around and hanging out. If nobody's got anything else going on, I'm probably not going to stay on very long tonight. Got 13 people combined in here right now. So maybe I'll stay on a little bit longer if anybody wants to talk about anything. What I'll do is I'll open this up to, I'm going to call it like an AMA, ask me anything. I'll was joking earlier, I'll do an AAA, ask me almost anything. So got any questions, put them in the chat. I'm happy to answer some of them. And we'll go from there. All right, not a very active chat right now. So it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, not a problem. It is Monday night. It is right after Christmas and before New Year's. It's a weird week, so no worries. Not a problem. Hopefully people just pop in here. That'd be fun. People just popped into the chat, popped into the view. Happened earlier. I got up to a few people in here earlier. Let me see if I can find out how many people actually showed up earlier. Let's see. Where are we at? All right, 10 people here on this one. And how many views on the other one? 11. Yeah, I got to 14 on the other feed. Not that many in there right now. So it is what it is. But there's between 10 and 11 you watching me totally right now. It's going to be funny looking back on these chats in a year or so when I'm like happy there's 10 people in here, and then in a year from now I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, there was only 10 people. There's 20 or 30 or 40 in here normally. So that's gonna be fun to watch the growth. I mean, we've only been doing this since May, and we're up to almost 1,700 subscribers. So I really appreciate the support and the hours and everything you guys have put in here and watched and tuned in and spread the word around. You can follow us on a lot of different social medias as well. You can follow us on Instagram. We have a Prosperity Lounge Instagram. We have a Prosperity Lounge Facebook page. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram as well. Yeah, we have a Rumble page as well for the Prosperity Lounge, but we don't really post much there. Everything's mainly on YouTube. Yeah, we will be having our private mastermind class starting in January, our Prosperity Council, second week of January. If you're interested in that, send a message over. It's for business owners and people in leadership and community that want to grow. And basically you get wrapped around others in different spaces, and we help each other, figure out some problems we're having and grow from there. So that's gonna be a great opportunity for you to expand your horizons and your reach and who you are as a person. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Nothing really else to talk about. Nothing really else to talk about. Talked about that. We got that covered. Yep, no. Okay. Well, I think we might be calling it a night. Yep, that's probably it. I mean, I can just play like a video in the background and walk away from the screen. You guys can stare at my background for all the night if you guys want to. I'm happy to do that. But yeah, I just want to do that just for hours. Just see how many people stay in here the whole time. But that'd be kind of weird, right? What do you think? Let me know in the chat. What do you think? zombie chat tonight. Nobody here. Nobody talking. So a lot of people stopped in. I'm grateful for that. Stick around a bit. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. You know, in and out. No attention spans nowadays, these kids. They just jump in and jump out. That's all. It's fine. It's all good. At least if you're here, give the stream a like. Appreciate the thumbs up. Subscribe if you can. It'd be awesome. Come back when we're live and join the chat, have some fun, ask some questions, learn something. That's what we're here to do. Help you learn something. That's the goal. Keeps jumping up here and there. People coming in, people coming out. If you're here for the first time, welcome. We are having a conversation around prosperity. But yeah, appreciate it. So, okay. Well, if you want me to keep going, give a thumbs up in the chat. If you want me to stop, put a stop in the chat. Yes, I'll stop. Give it a few seconds here for people to listen and respond. All right. Nobody is responding. I guess we'll just do what we're doing. All right, fine. Let's see. Should I play a video? I want to play a video. Let me see if I can play a video. I may have to upload a video file. I'm gonna find it here. What is a good one? What is a good one? Yeah, I'm going to level this one up here.
Grab a seat, sip some wisdom, and stay a while. This is the Prosperity Lounge, where growth gets personal. Step inside. We're breaking.
Welcome to your daily dose of prosperity. Let's pull up a chair. I'm Joey Ruffalo, and welcome to the Prosperity Lounge. We're in a unique moment right now, that space between Christmas and New Year's. Most people, man, they just rush straight through it. But this space matters. Christmas reminds us what matters most. The New Year, man, that reminds us what's possible. Prosperity lives in the space between gratitude and intention. If you don't pause here, you'll carry last year's noise and straight into next year's plans. And that's how people stay busy, but stuck. Here's your daily dose of prosperity. You don't need a brand new version of yourself next year. Scrap that new year, new you stuff. You need clarity. Prosperity isn't about moving faster. It's about moving aligned. Before you write your goals next year, your resolutions, I want you to pause. Before you plan those goals, I want you to reflect. Ask yourself, what worked this year? What drained me? What do I want more of? And what am I finally ready to let go of? Because prosperity isn't just about money. It's margin, it's peace, it's direction. And you don't need a perfect plan, just the next right step. Today's message helped you reset your focus. Please share it with someone who needs it. And if you're looking for real conversations around money, mindset, business, wellness, join us inside the Prosperity Lounge. It's free. It's free. Join us at theprosperitylounge.com. And as always, you can find all of our content, including our new daily videos, our weekly interviews, and our Friday live stream right here. Make sure you subscribe, and you can listen anytime on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or any of your favorite podcast apps. Until next time, stay faithful, stay fearless, and remember, freedom lives where faith and action meet. The lounge is always open. So is your next breakthrough. This is the Prosperity Lounge.
This is where momentum meets the sun. The Prosperity Lounge, yeah, we don't just talk, we grow.
All right. Well, that was our daily dose from today. So I figured I'd throw it up so you can see what you kind of get like every day. That's going to be a Monday through Friday thing. Let's see what else can we do anything else? Nope. Don't want to do that. What else can we share? What else can we share? No, I think I'll keep those for releasing on time. Yep. No, keep that later. Anyway. Okay. Well, that's about it, everybody. We're going to probably jump off here soon. Seems like people coming in and out, but we're just kind of threading the needle. It's almost time for bed. So if you got anything else you want me to talk about, ask me anything about finance, business, leadership, community, prosperity, wealth, put it in the chat. I'll wait around a couple seconds. If not, gonna head out and go from there. Okay, perfect. Well, we will be back here Wednesday. I know it's New Year's Eve. We got a video we're releasing, a podcast episode we're releasing, and then going to come on and talk about it afterwards. So I'll be here bringing in the new year with some prosperity and some takeaways and things like that. So there you go. Join me Wednesday. Make sure you like and subscribe so you do not miss when I go live. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notified when I go live. It's almost a rhyme. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure actually if having two different feeds rather than just one. What I might do is just end this and go live on one feed and just see what happens if there's more people that come in, because there is the opportunity for people to watch it in horizontal and vertical, and it's just kind of bouncing around right now for people. So maybe I'll end this. I'll come back just as a strict vertical feed, and we'll see what happens. All right. Well, we'll end this for now. We'll come right back on another vertical feed and go from there. So stay tuned. Come back, like and subscribe. We're going to come back on in 1 second here. We're going to end this stream and come back with a new one. So until next time, stay faithful, stay fearless. Remember, freedom lives where faith and action meet. The lounge is always open, and so is your next breakthrough. This is the Prosperity Lounge.